Welcome back to another episode of our life seasons where we talk about the raw and honest truth to navigating through the different seasons of life. I'm your host Wen. If you've been loving the podcast episodes, do leave a review of this podcast on whichever platform that you're on and let me know which topics are your favorite. Today, I want to talk about an observation that I have about us as a collective as humans, and this is something that I even experienced it myself and was only made aware of it last year, and that is giving away our power or letting someone else have control over our thoughts, emotions, and decisions. And if you are certain that this does not apply to you, I want you to think again, okay? Or if you don't know if you're actually giving away your power to someone else subconsciously, here are some of the few questions to actually ask yourself. Now, I want you to ask yourself, I find it hard to forgive and forget about an unpleasant situation that happened? Do I feel like my days are ruined whenever someone triggers me? Do I feel a need for someone to approve? Do I often feel guilty if I say no to someone? If your answers to the above questions are yes, then you have been giving away your power, and please don't be too hard on yourself because oftentimes this happens on a subconscious level and it takes a lot for you to be actively aware and be present to take back your power. So this is a topic that resonates with many of us, I think, because let's face it, right? Life can be overwhelming at times. We find ourselves caught in a whirlwind of responsibilities, expectations, and external pressures. But what if I told you that you have the power to change that narrative? What if from this episode onwards, you will be able to take back control of your life and a life where no one else can affect the way you feel and has a negative impact on your life? Yes, you can actually control how you want your reality to be, okay? I know this may sound a little bit insane, and it may sound a little bit too much, but let me just say that this is very possible. And when you reach that stage in your life, you will wonder where have this version of you been, where you feel control of your emotions, your thoughts and actions, and it's just a life that simply feels like, you're just in flow. Okay, this is really a game changer, especially for people who find themselves feeling like everything in life happens to them and they don't seem to have control of how they feel and things that have been happening in their life. And the key word here is seems like it, because it is a perspective after all, and you know what I say about perspective. Just like our current reality, which I have a whole entire episode on in episode 10, we have the power to change it. We just have to set the intention and everything comes after, okay? I don't want to talk about the downside of giving away your power because, first of all, it doesn't help. Okay, second of all, you are probably already experiencing it in your life right now when you recognize that you have been giving away your power, and that is in your current reality. You realize that your current reality is not something that you want, you don't really enjoy being in this life, okay? And these are all like the downsides of it. But like I said, I don't want to talk about it. I can confidently say that if I ask you if you're happy with life right now, I'll get a "are you crazy?" look followed by a laundry list of things that are going well they are not going well in your life, and the things that you're really unhappy about in your life, okay? So that's why I say I don't want to go through the downsides of it, because for what? Like, there's no purpose in that, all right? Instead, I want to talk about the importance of self-worth. I know, this has been a common thing that I've been yapping about in a lot of our life seasons episode, but simply because it is the key first steps to kind of change your reality, and of course it is also a must-have when it comes to taking back your power. And I want to say that this process does not have to take forever. You can simply take back your power and be in control of your life in a matter of a couple of months or even weeks. And that can only happen if you are very serious about it and you really feel what I'm saying, because nothing will change if you do not feel into this. If you do not feel that this change is something that you can have, okay? You need to feel this change in your gut. I'm serious. You gotta feel everything that I'm saying in this episode for you to actually see your reality shifting as time passes, okay? Anyways, back to what I was saying. Valuing yourself is the foundation of empowerment, and empowerment is what you feel when you're in control of your life, including you, your thoughts, emotions, and actions, which pretty much relates back to your current reality. Which, if you don't see the link to all of this, then you must not have listened to episode 51, because come back here only when you've listened to the episode, because it will all make sense to you, whereby your emotions, your actions, and your thoughts are all the reason why your current reality is in a certain way, okay? But yeah, one thing I need you to understand is that your value, or otherwise known as your self-worth, is determined by you and no one else, okay? Knowing where you stand, what you bring to the table, what are your non-negotiables and standards, what are your values and how you want others to treat you and nothing less, are all what makes up your self-worth, and that is to embrace these factors and be unapologetically you. Okay, never ever apologize for simply being you, especially when it comes to what you think bare minimum is and how you want people to treat you. Never, okay? Never feel bad for that, even if people disagree with you. Because at the end of the day, it is you who have to live with yourself. And owning your values and standards is what gives you the confidence that you need to be in control of your life. I want you to remember that everything you do and think, as long as you have full confidence in owning it, knowing that it does no harm to anyone, that you can actually answer to yourself, no one can tell you otherwise, okay? Self-worth comes with confidence. With confidence, you'll know your worth, and the more you are certain of your worth, the more confidence you grow, and the more confident you are, the more you feel that life gets better, because now you know that regardless of what happens, even with the not so ideal situation that's happening in your life, which is very normal, right? We all go through that. You have the confidence to say that you have what it takes to be able to work through it and allow yourself to grow through it instead of letting it pull you down. Okay? And with this strong mentality of confidence and knowing your worth, you are taking control of your thoughts and emotions, which will change the actions that you take and eventually manifest things into your reality. Okay? It is a full cycle. So to take back your power and feel like you're in control, you have got to see your worth and be confident that no matter what happens, you are capable enough to grow through it, and this will cause a ripple effect that creates peace within you. Alright, so speaking of peace, feeling unbalanced is also a result of giving your power away to someone or a situation that happened. And for those are what I like to call your energy drainers, okay? It can be a toxic relationship, a stressful job, or maybe just too much time being on social media and just looking at how people live their life, and then it leads to this whole comparison thing, which is why I feel like it's always important to identify situations or people that drain your energy, because once you know what's sapping your power, you can start to make changes. Not only that, it gives you a reason to actually take some time for self-reflection. Though I would say that self-reflection should already be a weekly or daily habit for you by now. But if it's not, it's time to make that a habit, okay? Let's start by asking yourself, is there something or someone that is causing you the most stress or drains you out, not only physically, but most importantly, emotionally and mentally, that you kind of find yourself craving more extra like alone time, or you just find yourself spending weeks and weeks just recharging yourself and just still feel drained out every single time. So this might not surface instantly, but I really want you to take time to recognize who or what has been draining you out. You feel tired or after every interaction with them because you put your mind through this hyper intense alert mode to make sure you don't offend them or to avoid any unnecessary drama. Or maybe it's a situation that has been taking up a good chunk of your mental headspace and it's affecting your mood. What is it? And most important question is to ask yourself, why does it still have power over you? Why are you still giving it power to affect the way you feel and to affect the way you think? What exactly is it that is stopping you from moving forward and letting it go, so that you can actually finally take back control of your life? These are the questions that are super important, okay? If you're still stuck in a breakup slump, why are you still giving your ex a reason to live in your mind rent-free? Are you still holding on to that resentment, sadness, or even despair because you don't know how to get out of it? Or simply because it just feels good to be in the victim state? Are you still holding on because you can't live without him? Or it's simply because you're afraid of realizing that you can actually enjoy your own company, that you don't need anyone else to complete you? Now, if you're stuck in a job you hate so much, a boss that disrespects you, a toxic work environment, what is stopping you from changing to a new job? Is it really the fear of not finding another job because you have commitments? Or is it because this job has become your comfort zone and the fear of unknown is holding you back, even then it has also turned you into this really unhappy person? You are choosing to stay and not even look out for other job opportunities because you think you won't get it anyways, so it's a waste of time. Or is it really because you don't recognize your worth enough to believe that a company would see the value you have to bring to the team? If you constantly find yourself stuck in the same unpleasant situation and hating on life, is it because you believe that this is your fate? Or is it really because you are choosing to take the easy way out, which is just to complain, whine, and cry, instead of doing the tough thing of looking at your current reality and taking the responsibility to dig deeper and to get to the root of all your limiting subconscious thoughts and narratives? If you don't know how to do that, check out episode 51, okay? What is truly the reason why you're choosing to give away your power to someone or a situation? Get your answers once and for all. Be as candid with yourself as possible, as harsh as you can, if that means you cut off all emotional strings attached to this person and situation and finally be free. I know hearing all of this can be really painful and maybe even trigger you, and that's what I want for you. Because in order to move forward, you got to let all these emotions surface, give yourself a chance to feel these emotions, look at them in the eye and make peace with them once and for all before you're able to take back control and reclaim your power. Now that you're aware of the importance of taking back control and recognizing all your energy drainers and actually working through it, you are actually ready to reclaim your power. And that's the last step, okay? There are obviously a lot of ways as to how you can actually reclaim your power, depending on what energy drainers you have identified above. But here are just some that you can actually start thinking about, okay? First is to learn to set boundaries. Protecting your energy by saying no. The one common characteristics I realized among people who have been constantly giving away their power is the struggle to say no. And if this is you, I want you to always remember that it's okay to say no, and it's okay to prioritize your own needs. Setting healthy boundaries, especially with the people that tend to overstep your boundaries and not overcommitting yourself, will help you protect your energy and focus on what truly matters, which is self-care. If you need more tips on setting boundaries, episode 49 will be your best friend, okay? Speaking of self-care, next way to reclaim your power is through cultivating a self-care routine for yourself and to make sure that you're always taking time for yourself to recharge. I want to reiterate that taking care of yourself is not selfish, okay? It's essential. Make time for activities that actually nourish your body and soul, whether it's through workouts, meditation, journaling, taking a walk in nature, or simply just relaxing with a good book or even Netflix. It's essential for your mental health and for you to actually kind of recharge your energy. Okay, the third way to reclaim your power is to focus only on what you can control and not what you can't control. Again, like a lot of the topics that I talk about, I have an episode on it, episode 30, where I go in depth as to what's within our control and how to use that to improve the quality of your life. So give that a listen if you want to know what are the things that you can control and how you want to take control over your life, okay? There are many things in life that are beyond our control, like our external world, which is what happens to us and what people think and do, but we can always control ourselves, our thoughts, actions, and emotions, okay? By focusing on what you can influence, you'll not only feel a sense of empowerment, but most importantly, grow your confidence by showing yourself that by taking back your power and gain control of your life, you are able to shift your reality. Isn't that like the most powerful thing on earth? At least for me, I feel like it's the most powerful thing that you can ever do. The ability to change your reality to one that you simply desire is just insane. Which brings me to another way of reclaiming your power, which is through visualization of your desired life. I can't tell you how powerful our minds are and what it can do for you. So if you simply just choose to make it your ally, okay, I want you to think of your ideal future. All the being realistic thoughts aside, what does it actually look like? What does it feel like? How are you like? Go into the details. Use all your 5 senses to help you, right? To create a clear vision of yourself can be a very powerful motivator. It gives you something to it gives you something to strive for, and it keeps you focused on your goals. If you desire like a guided meditation to help you to visualize your future self and tap into your future self, I would say episode 26 is a meditation that I use personally, even up to today, to help me step into my future self and always remember that I can manifest whatever I desire as long as I truly believe in myself, in the ability to make it happen if I desire it. So, which means I am very trusting of the universe that whatever that I desire, I can actually get it because it's the gift, because I am gifted with it by the universe. Okay, so there are 4 ways that I mentioned about that you can actually start, but of course I don't just stop here. I don't want you to just stop here. There are definitely more ways that you can work on to take back control and reclaim your life, reclaim your power, depending on what you feel like you need to go through, what you feel like is keeping you back. Okay, explore all the ways and let me know what works for you. Alright, as promised, before I end, I want to leave you with this mindset shift to take back your power and be in control of your life. No matter what happens in your current reality, know that you can change it, okay? This mindset is, if it doesn't empower you, it doesn't deserve your power. Let that sink in. If something or someone doesn't empower you, it doesn't deserve your power. So let it go. I love this perspective shift so much because whenever I find myself feeling out of control or spiraling into negativity and choosing to stay stuck in it, I will always ask myself this question: is this person or situation actually empowering me? Is it benefiting my life? If it isn't, it doesn't deserve my mental capacity or my attention, so I move on, okay? Because you gotta understand that the reason why we feel unbalanced or out of control is because we are giving away our power to either someone or that situation that can always be corrected. you can always correct this part of yourself, okay, by choosing to actively be conscious about our emotions and thoughts and decide to take back control and not allow that situation or that person to have any longer effect in our lives. So if there's anything or anyone that still has a negative impact on your life, that you're still subconsciously or consciously giving them your power to affect the decisions that you make or how you see yourself and your emotions on a day-to-day, I want you to know that they do not deserve any ounce of your attention anymore, okay? So stop allowing it to affect you. If you think of it this way, you will know how silly that is for you to give them the ability to have an effect on your life when that should be a total opposite, because giving them the power to affect you is a win for them, okay? It's what they want, to leave an imprint in your life. It doesn't make sense, right, for you to allow them to have that power. So take back your power. The only way you have an upper hand and a open inverted win is to learn to let go completely and choose for this person or this situation to not have an effect in your life anymore, okay? So today, I hope you learn to take back your control and to also just know how to reclaim your power and live a life that you are just so happy with, that no one else has the power to control how you feel, how you think, and what you think of yourself. Like, your self-worth is super important. Alright, so that's all for today's episode. As per usual, if you have any burning questions or topics that you want me to cover, please drop me a DM on Instagram at our live seasons or comment on whichever platform that you're listening to so I can get back to you. Alright, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!